Okay, here we go. Layoffs in the United States have surged in recent months, with October 2025 seeing the highest number of job cuts for that month in over 2 decades, totaling over 153,000 announced cuts. Key companies like Amazon, UPS, and Target have announced significant reductions alongside others in the tech, finance, and pharmaceutical industries. While some companies cite AI as a reason, experts suggest the primary drivers are economic and market factors, including a slowdown in consumer spending and corporate restructuring. Tariffs are also playing a very important role because most of the manufacturing industries who import parts from China or other Asian countries are facing these tariffs, which is affecting their bottom line. And as a result, a lot of these companies are laying off their employees and cutting down labor and replacing it with AI to maintain profits. And because of these layoffs, a lot of these individuals are turning to social media to air their frustration and what they are going to do, since a high number of them had been working for the same companies for over 2 decades. And some of those remote workers also recorded their firing and put it online for all their followers and families to watch. Here are a few of them.
Hi, Candace.
Hello.
Thanks for hopping on a call with me real quick. I don't think you two have had the chance to meet yet, but this is, he's our aligned HR business partner. And unfortunately, we're going to have a little bit of a difficult conversation today. He's going to be going through some significant changes right now, including restructuring in several areas. And unfortunately, as part of those changes, your position is being eliminated. So today will be your last working day and you will be paid through the end of today. This is a business decision based on restructuring and future direction for both our organization and our products. I know this is probably a lot to process. So please know that the work that you've done over the last couple of months has not been unnoticed. Lots of great contributions to our SME program and your help with the support team. At this point, if you don't have any questions, Mark.
And then wait for you to respond with some questions that you may have.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you both.
Bye.
Bye.
Is my company shutting down? Okay, it's almost 8:30. We usually have an HR meeting. Canceled. We got told from one of our East Coast managers to cancel all interviews for today. Now, in place of that meeting, mandatory meeting company update with a bunch of people on it. I'm about to be jobless for the holidays. Okay, I'm about to log on, so we'll see. Wish me luck.
All right, I have really bad news, everybody. Effectively, immediately, ceasing all operations. We have 70 call centers homes on the east. We're filing for bankruptcy.
For the people that we did have onboarding, are we calling them and telling them this, or is HR doing that?
That is a good question.
If you're really frustrated, then just name it. If you feel like you're in a shock, or just recognize where you are, because it mirrors the process of going through grief. So just take care of yourself like you have lost something, because you have. We all have. Thank you. Thanks. Bye. Bye. Yes.
I just got laid off from Amazon, and everyone who got laid off in my warehouse is Black. I worked there for almost 2 years, night shifts, weekends, missed birthdays, all because they said, "We noticed the ones who go the extra mile." Then one morning, everything felt off. The supervisors were whispering, team leads were on their phones, and next thing I know, I'm pulled into a quick meeting. They said it was restructuring, no warning, no explanation, just like that. And just when I thought it couldn't get weirder, someone in the break room showed me an email I was never supposed to see, and that's when it all made sense.
Now, on the other hand, a lot of people are rendering a helping hand in the form of advice on TikTok as to how to stay strong and what alternative laid-off workers should see. Take a listen to this courageous woman's advice.
Today, I read an article that more than 946,000 jobs have been cut this year. more than we have experienced since 2020. And this morning I met somebody that was laid off, and I shared some tips that really helped me through my layoff experience earlier this year as somebody that now has a job that I really love, and I'm in a much better spot now. So I thought I'd start sharing some helpful stuff that I learned. Don't let your job be your only economic lifeline. The day your job pulls the rug from under you, or if you just simply don't like your job and you currently have one, start building another source of income. Whether it's a fun job, a side hustle turned business, whatever it is, don't let your job be your only source of income. Having an emergency fund, more specifically 6 months minimum, is the difference between being fully unemployed and having a fun employment. And you will spend more money when you're unemployed because you have a lot more time. Ask people to help you. It's annoying, it's weird, it's uncomfortable, but ask people. I personally am not a big fan of like shouting things out on LinkedIn, but ask strategically. Mentors, people in your industry, people who are industry leaders, and anybody that you know is resourceful and will be willing to give you a helping hand. Those are the people that are going to help you. And then review your resume, and then have somebody else look at it. Even if they're not in your industry, but you trust them and their feedback, it might be your formatting, it might be something you're missing, especially if you haven't been in the job industry for a couple years. It's definitely worth having somebody review. This one's rough, but if you're used to working remote, consider working in office or hybrid. I know it sucks, but the competition is fierce, and if you're applying in office jobs, your pool of competition is so much smaller. Remember not to be so hard on yourself. It wasn't your fault that you're laid off. It's simply a result of living in a capitalistic society where business cuts are becoming the norm. And yeah, find community. If you can't find community in real life, find it online, like on TikTok. I think the most important thing to remember is that you only need one yes. You only need one job. So just keep going through the rejection, just keep chugging along. Eventually you will get a yes. You have to, and just keep that in mind. You only need one yes. And if anybody else has some tips, please share. I want to hear it all.
Announced corporate job cuts, Andrew, in the U.S. surging past 1 million so far this year, with 153,000 new layoffs announced just in October, according to Challenger. That is the worst October since 2003. Here are the numbers. October up 153. That compares with September. That's 100,000 more than September, and 100,000 more than this time last year in October 2024. Andy Challenger commenting, some industries are correcting after the hiring boom of the pandemic, but this comes as AI adoption, softening consumer and corporate spending, and rising costs drive belt tightening and hiring freezes. Announced layoffs don't always lead to actual cuts and could take place from attrition, but the report puts in perspective what we've been reporting here day after day, week after week. Series of marquee announcements unveiled in recent weeks across U.S. industries, including UPS, Amazon, Target, among others, Paramount, Rivian, all these companies there. Government has been responsible year to date for 308,000. But look at that, tech 141. That could be where you see a lot of the AI, maybe some in warehousing, but a big chunk of that's going to be UPS, as well as potentially some hit from reduced flows of trade. Retail's up there, as is services at 64,000. You take out the Doge cuts, the number's a bit better at 800,000, but still well above last year. Challenger doesn't see much in the way of hiring, saying announced plans are 35% below last year, and they're skeptical about the number of new hires for the holiday season. For some on the Fed, this data, together with other reports, could be the sign they're looking for of job weaknesses about whether to cut in December.
These reports are becoming more important because there are no government reports coming out because of the shutdown. What is this one telling you? This one seems like a big deal.
Yeah, Sarah, look, it's painting the picture of a job market that is really hurting. U.S.-based employers announced 153,000 job cuts during the month of October. That is more than any October since 2003, more than during COVID, more than 2008, which is really something when you think about it. And when you look at how this compares to a year earlier, it's about triple a year earlier, about triple what was seen during the month of September. And when you look at the trend for announced layoffs, you can see they were pretty low in 2023 and in 2024, but then they spiked earlier this year. That was Doge, that was the trade war and the tariff uncertainty. And look at this, they came down, but unfortunately they are starting to go significantly.
Folks, that's all we have for you regarding layoffs and job cuts throughout the United States. Subscribe, like, and comment if you have anything to share about the job situation in your state or city. Thank you for watching.